Hey guys, week 7, one more week to go. Very excited. So these last few weeks, I have been transitioning out of my classroom. So I haven't been, well, this week specifically. Last week I was still in there most of the time, but this week and next week I will just be in there, limiting my time in there and not being in there the full day. So the other half of the days that I'm in there, Um, I will be with the kinders, which are kindergartners. I will also be with the level below, so like the 3 and 4 year olds, because right now I'm currently with the 4 and 5 year olds. So I'll be in the level below, and it's really been interesting because you see the difference in just cognitively of like their learning, their speech, some of the things that this one group may already be doing, another group is still learning to do, and another group where they're still a little off. So that's been really interesting to see the different ways that children grow and learn, and it's been pretty cool. So a follow-up on last week with the conflict issue that we ran into. So it seems like they're doing fine, but I felt that it was more of that it wasn't necessarily a conflict that they were having. It was just the way one was interpreting the other. So tone of voice. As we all know, the way you say something can come off wrong versus what you're saying to someone. And so I think that's just what it was. The built up, frustration of having to share a classroom during spring break and, all that stuff. It just basically came out. But I think in all, it was the way that they were speaking to each other versus what they were saying. Because nothing that they were saying was rude or wrong. But again, the way that you convey what you're trying to say can come off in a different way to someone else. So I think they're good to go. They do speak. They do interact. And I think we've moved past it. Something else that I wanted to bring up that actually happened today while I was hanging out at the front desk with management. A parent was asking about bringing in food for their child. Now, this child is strictly bottle fed or breastfed, but bottle at the center. And the child is 9 months old. Nothing wrong with that. However, the child is only bottle fed during the center, and so the child is like hungry, so we have to feed the child more than we normally would, more than even the other children are being fed. But also the other kids are now at that phase, or at least in our center, where they're getting more solid food. So or they're getting like peas and carrots and cereals and things of that nature. And the reason, I don't necessarily know the reason, but from the way that she was presenting the question, she was saying that the food was very disgusting that was served, which we don't serve them any food. All of the food is what parents bring in because they're at that age. We can't provide food for them in that manner. So the food that they're getting, unless it's chopped up and pureed, which we will do that, but the food that they're getting are the same things that you would buy in the store. However, it's prepared in a kitchen under regulations through, food handling services and through the military and through, the CYS and the CDC's, worldwide. But mom was saying that the food is disgusting. Basically, bashing Gerber or Pedialyte or whomever makes baby food, basically saying that the food that they produce is not good, not healthy. I don't want my child eating it. The problem is, well, you can bring in your own food that has to be prepared at home. However, they will then have to go to a MEOT, which is kind of the same thing that I talked about when there was an allergy. They have to present for any type of medication, medical, and there is a food MEOT that they can go to, and she can have them sign off on her bringing the food, but she has to make it, prepare it, and bring it into the center every day in order for the child to consume it. Our issue was that in the regulations, it was saying that we are going to be liable for anything that happens with the food. So let's say another child is allergic to the food that she brings in, and the child happens to get it, and the child goes into anaphylactic shock or whatever the case may be, we're held liable. I don't like that. I didn't agree with that whatsoever. And so, you know, we're a little bit on the trying to figure out how to say yes or how to say no or what to do. And obviously they're going to have to go up to the MEOT meeting just to make sure. But what are your thoughts on that? Like with a parent bringing in their own food, prepared, like, is that something that, especially at that age, you know, is that something that you would do, you may not do? How would you feel about that being in your center and having to, I guess, take that extra step? I don't know. It's very confusing, but you know, I'm not a mom, so I don't necessarily know, you know, the right way to even present the question. But good luck, I guess. Thanks, guys. Bye.